Have you ever felt like the weight of the world is pressing down on your shoulders? Like no matter how hard you try, the road ahead is too steep to climb? Have you ever asked yourself, why is this happening to me? Or thought about giving up entirely? If so, you're not alone. Hard days come for all of us, even the strongest and most resilient. But as the Stoics teach us, hardship isn't the enemy. It's the opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Now, the only thing I ask of you is not to skip this video until the end, because we are about to dive deep into lessons that sustain the power to transform those hard days into stepping stones to move forward. Let's begin. 1. Begin with perspective. When faced with difficulties, the first and most powerful step is to shift your perspective. Marcus Aurelius, one of history's most revered Stoic philosophers and a Roman emperor who bore unimaginable burdens, often reminded himself and others of a profound truth. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This wisdom, though simple, holds the key to finding clarity in chaos. It challenges us to examine where we are placing our energy. Are we pouring our efforts into changing circumstances that lie entirely beyond our control? Are we exhausting ourselves fighting battles that exist only in the realm of our thoughts, creating unnecessary suffering in the process? Often, our frustration and despair come not from the events themselves, but from our attachment to how we believe things should be. When life feels overwhelming, pause. Take a step back and ask yourself, what can I truly control in this situation? The answer lies in your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. These are the realms where your power is absolute. You may not be able to change what has happened or how others behave, but you can decide how to respond. You can choose whether to let anger, fear, or frustration dictate your actions, or whether to ground yourself in calm, reason, and resilience. Releasing what you cannot change is not giving up. It's freeing yourself from unnecessary suffering. It's redirecting your energy from a futile struggle into a constructive focus. Imagine holding a rope tied to an immovable object. No matter how hard you pull, the rope burns your hands and drains your strength. Letting go of that rope is not defeat. It is wisdom. This shift in perspective does not happen instantly, but with practice, it becomes a powerful habit. Instead of viewing challenges as insurmountable, you begin to see them as opportunities to exercise patience, courage, and wisdom. Instead of being weighed down by what you cannot control, you feel lighter, knowing your energy is directed toward what truly matters. By focusing on what is within your control, you reclaim your strength. You realize that while you may not dictate the winds of life, you always have the power to adjust your sails. This is the essence of Stoicism and the first step toward enduring even the hardest days. 2. See obstacles as opportunities. The Stoics saw obstacles not as roadblocks but as stepping stones, essential for growth and transformation. They believed that every challenge contains a hidden gift, an opportunity to develop strength, wisdom, and resilience. Seneca, one of the great Stoic thinkers, expressed this beautifully when he said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The struggles we face are not punishments, but the friction that shapes us into something greater. What if the very hardship you're enduring right now is exactly what you need to become stronger? Could it be that this pain, though difficult, is refining you in the same way fire purifies gold, burning away what is unnecessary and leaving behind something purer, more resilient? The Stoics teach us to reframe our struggles, to see them not as curses but as catalysts for growth. Take a moment to reflect on your own life. Think about a time when you overcame something you thought you couldn't handle. At the time, it may have felt insurmountable, but looking back, didn't it teach you something valuable? Perhaps it revealed your inner strength, taught you patience, or showed you the importance of perseverance. That challenge may have even prepared you for greater trials ahead. Now, consider this. What if today's hardship is another lesson in disguise? What if it's equipping you with the tools and perspective you'll need for future victories? Every difficulty we face shapes us, sharpening our character and preparing us for what lies ahead. Without challenges, we remain stagnant, unable to grow into the person we are meant to become. Instead of resisting or resenting the obstacles in your path, embrace them as opportunities. Ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can this make me better? By shifting your mindset, you transform adversity into a powerful ally, one that pushes you beyond your limits and leads you to new heights. Obstacles are not the end of the road. They are part of the journey. They remind us that growth is not found in comfort, but in the moments that challenge us, stretch us, and force us to rise above. When you face struggles with this perspective, you turn life's difficulties into stepping stones toward greatness. 3. Practice gratitude, even in suffering. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools we have to shift our perspective, even in the midst of suffering. It invites us to pause, take a step back, and notice the good that still exists in our lives, no matter how small or fleeting it may seem. When was the last time you allowed yourself to truly appreciate what you have, instead of dwelling on what you lack? On the darkest days, it's easy to lose sight of the light, but if you look closely, you'll always find something to be thankful for. A kind word from a friend, a brief moment of calm, or even the strength to get out of bed and face another day. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us of this truth with his words. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. In other words, wisdom is found in shifting your focus from scarcity to abundance, from what is missing to what is present. Gratitude allows you to see life for what it truly is, a complex and imperfect yet precious gift. Take a moment now to reflect. What can you appreciate at this very moment? Perhaps it's the simple fact that you're breathing, that you've survived every challenge up until now, or that you have people in your life who care about you. Maybe it's the way the sun rises every morning without fail, offering another chance to start again. Often, the blessings in our lives are subtle and easy to overlook, especially when we're consumed by hardship. But they are there waiting to be acknowledged. When you focus on gratitude, you change the way you experience life. Gratitude doesn't erase pain or hardship, but it reminds you that difficulty is not the whole story. Even when life feels overwhelming, there are still moments of beauty and kindness, still reasons to keep going. Gratitude grounds you in the present and gives you the strength to move forward, one step at a time. In suffering, it's tempting to believe that life is only hardship. But gratitude is the antidote to this belief. It shifts your mindset, allowing you to see that even amidst struggle, there is hope, and even in pain, there is growth. Practicing gratitude doesn't deny the reality of your challenges, but it empowers you to face them with a heart that is open, resilient, and ready to endure. 4. Embrace the present moment. Hard days often feel heavier because our minds tend to wander, backward to regrets about the past or forward to fears about the future. This mental time travel amplifies our suffering, making the present moment seem unbearable. But the Stoics remind us of a liberating truth. The present is all we truly have. The past is gone, beyond our ability to change, and the future is not yet here, existing only in our imagination. By grounding ourselves in the present, we reclaim the power that worry and regret steal from us. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor who faced immense challenges, captured this idea perfectly when he said, "Do not let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." This wisdom invites us to stop fearing what might happen because we already possess the tools, courage, reason, and resilience to face whatever comes. Worrying about the future doesn't prepare us. It only drains the energy we need to handle today. Think about this. Have you noticed how much harder things feel when you dwell on what could have been or what might happen? Regretting the past doesn't undo it, and fearing the future doesn't prevent it. In fact, these thoughts pull you away from the only place where you can truly act, the present moment. Instead of being consumed by these unhelpful thoughts, focus on the here and now. Break your challenges into smaller, manageable pieces. Take one breath at a time. Make one decision, take one action, and let that be enough for the moment. You don't have to solve all of life's problems today. You simply need to take the next step forward. When you embrace the present, life becomes less overwhelming. You realize that you don't have to carry the weight of the past or the future. You only need to handle this moment. Each small step, no matter how insignificant it may seem, is progress. And as you move forward, one moment at a time, you'll find that the burden becomes lighter and the path becomes clearer. The present is not just a refuge from worry. It's where life truly happens. By embracing it fully, you free yourself from the chains of regret and anxiety, allowing yourself to experience clarity, peace, and strength, even on the hardest days. 5. Remember, this too shall pass. In the midst of hardship, it's easy to feel as though the pain will never end. The days seem longer, the weight heavier, and the road forward unclear. But one of the greatest truths of life is that no storm lasts forever. Even the darkest night eventually gives way to the light of dawn. The Stoics understood this well, and they often reminded themselves of the impermanence of both pain and pleasure. Everything in life is in a constant state of change, and this includes the difficulties we face. When you find yourself overwhelmed, remind yourself, this too shall pass. These four simple words carry immense power, offering hope and perspective when life feels unbearable. The Stoics believed that every challenge is not only temporary but also necessary. As Marcus Aurelius put it, what stands in the way becomes the way. Obstacles are not meant to stop you. They are meant to shape you. Each difficulty you encounter is like a sculptor's chisel, carving away what is unnecessary to reveal the stronger, wiser, and more resilient version of yourself underneath. In those moments of struggle, ask yourself, how will I view this moment in the future? Imagine yourself looking back on this time years from now. Will you be proud of the way you endured? Will you admire the courage you showed in refusing to give up, even when the odds seemed insurmountable? These moments of reflection can shift your perspective, reminding you that the pain you feel now is not permanent. It is a chapter in your story, not the entire book. Hardship has a way of teaching us lessons we might not otherwise learn. Pushes us to grow in ways we didn't think possible, to discover strengths we didn't know we had. Every struggle leaves behind a gift, a lesson, a skill, or a deeper sense of resilience. The pain you endure today may one day be the source of your greatest pride or the wisdom that helps someone else through their own storm. So hold on even when it feels impossible. Keep going even if your progress feels slow. Trust that the storm will pass, and when it does, you will emerge stronger, braver, and more capable than before. Remember that the struggles you face now are not breaking you. They are building you. When you hold this truth close, you'll find the strength to endure even the toughest of days. If you're watching this and feel like you're standing on the edge, ready to give up, please remember one thing. You are stronger than you know. Life's greatest challenges may feel insurmountable in the moment, but they don't exist to defeat you. They exist to reveal the incredible strength, courage, and resilience within you. The Stoics remind us that hardship doesn't break us. It uncovers who we truly are. Each trial is an opportunity to discover just how much you're capable of enduring and overcoming. Think about this. Have you ever considered that the pain you're feeling right now might be shaping you into someone extraordinary? The very struggle that seems overwhelming might be the forge in which you are transformed. Every hero, every person who has ever inspired others, has faced moments like this, moments when quitting seemed easier, but they chose to persevere. Your story could become one of those stories, the kind that reminds others they're not alone, the kind that sparks hope in someone else's darkest hour. Take a deep breath, ground yourself in the present moment, and remind yourself of a simple but powerful truth. This is temporary. This pain, this struggle, this storm, it will pass. You've endured so much already, and you can endure this too. Repeat to yourself, I can handle this. I will rise again. These words may seem small, but they carry immense power. Each time you remind yourself of your resilience, you're planting a seed of strength that will grow with every step forward. No matter how small or slow those steps may feel, they matter. Every step forward, no matter how difficult, is a victory over despair. It's proof that you refuse to give up, proof that you're still moving, still fighting. One day you'll look back on this moment, not with regret, but with pride. You'll see it not as the end of your story, but as the beginning of your transformation. This hardship will be the turning point, the chapter that led to your greatest growth. Your hard days do not define you. They do not diminish your worth or your potential. What defines you is how you face them, whether you choose to stand tall, even when the weight feels unbearable, whether you choose to believe in yourself, even when doubt whispers otherwise. Stay strong, even if your strength feels fragile. Stay present, even when the future feels uncertain. And never, ever stop believing in your ability to overcome. You are capable of more than you can imagine. This moment, as hard as it may be, is not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. Trust in your ability to endure, trust in your strength to rise, and keep moving forward. You've got this.